your mind is okay. Off your mind, like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, Maiyegun don't come, my people make we shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun diary Politico, Maiyegun don't come, this one not the off in mind, Maiyegun don't come, and in the torchlight every corner, Maiyegun don't come. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder, Maiyegun don't come, my people make we shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun diary Politico, Maiyegun don't come, this one not the off in mind, Maiyegun don't come, person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, Maiyegun don't come, my people make you shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun diary Politico, Maiyegun don't come, this man not the off in mind.
You want to try his secrets? You are mad.
It's not possible.
What's the man? To try his secrets? Nnamdi Kanu to try his secrets? You
It's not possible.
They are killing my people.
Yeah, it's okay.
After killing my people, you tell me to try his secrets?
Yeah.
The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell Buhari, that's what I said. That he's mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's a man. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret prayer. Is the person mad? Rubbish. Rubbish.
What are they going to testify?
When Buhari testified against me in public, what happened? Why didn't he get his offices? He appoints judges.
Hello there. Good evening to you, good morning to you, good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. And this is Maiyegun Live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀.
Thank you very much. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends tonight. And tell them that's Maiyegun today.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun, Maiyegun diary. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ ṣẹ́ o, kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary.
Thank you.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé.
Tonight, if you have read the caption or the description of this broadcast, you can, make your own contribution, as in you can comment, and then at some point you probably have a chance of calling in to contribute as well. So this is just like a follow-up, an update. 24 hours after the court in Nigeria discarded and thrown out all of the charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Attorney General of Nigeria, Abubakar Malami, has come out to say, well, the court only discharged Nnamdi Kanu, but did not acquit Nnamdi Kanu. A new definition in your legal dictionaries. All of you are like legal practitioners. But tonight, as usual, we will show all their conspiracies, as much as there would be pitfall. Like we said yesterday, they are being given the rope to either save themselves or hang themselves. But they seem to have chosen otherwise, which is to continue to hold Nnamdi Kanu illegally against a judgment. And to make you understand better, by the way, when Nigeria kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria, they put together about 15 count charges. All gibberish, all nonsense, including one of them that said he's been abusing Boko Haram as one of the charges. So top of it all was that he's being charged for an act of terrorism. Now, you need to bring your evidence, shouldn't you? So it's taking them more than 18 months. No evidence, no nothing. In their own courts, the legal team for Nnamdi Kanu, they were not asking for bail. Remember, one of the reasons why Malami, Attorney General of Nigeria, who everyone is now asking, how did this guy become the #1 law officer in Nigeria? Like, what's going on? In his book, when Nigeria sent their soldiers to go and assassinate Nnamdi Kanu, and he managed to escape their bullets, they called that jumping bail. And in defense of that, his legal team said, somebody is on administrative bail. He is expected back to your courts. If you want him back in your custody, you have to go through the same court that allowed him to be free, Abi? So they couldn't wait. So they attempted to kill. Therefore, the allegation of him jumping bail is absolute nonsense in the face of the law. And that was what the appeal court agreed. Now remember, after kidnapping him, bringing him to Nigeria, they charged him for act of terrorism. So his lawyers were not asking for bail. They were asking for outright disposal or outright dismissal of all the bogus, trumped up charges. Maybe you didn't read that in your papers, okay? But that's what happened, okay? So the appeal court agreed with the lawyers that, listen, in a very lawful society, right? If you say, we are suspecting somebody is committing a crime, so you inform the police, and the police also want to investigate that person, you know what they will do? Apart from doing their clandestine investigation, if they want to go to the heart of it to get the evidence out, they will now approach the court and say, please, give us a warrant. We want to touch the properties of this person. We want to enter them. Do you get that? Legally. So whatever they take, they will document and say, we got this from here, we got this from here. This one is related to what we are looking for, and the rest of that. a warrant. So something that the likes of Malamu, I believe, doesn't really exist in their own book. So what happened is that in their lawless Nigeria, they believe that, they said, Boko Haram sanctioned the kidnapping of Nnamdi Kanu from anywhere, dead or alive. He wanted him. And that sanction, that authorization was what Malamu is acting on, not your law or any international law. So in their own courts, the court now said, you cannot just go and kidnap somebody. You need to give us how you got him. So if you can't give us how you got him, right, then forget it. Anything that you want to present to prosecute him on is completely null and void. Because all you have done is ultra-fire. That is out of your jurisdiction. Rather than them to quickly see this as an avenue to save their face, they want to double down. But that's not the only thing we are going to talk about tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, brethren in the temple of truth, I don't know, maybe you have noticed as well, we all agreed that Boko Haram is a tyrant. And he has also failed as, his government has failed. And for the abuse of human rights under this criminal government, which everyone, even if you have not collected directly, everybody don't they collect here and there. Omo, breaking news. Nnamdi Kanu is going to be released. Then I started seeing the hypocrisy of people. So people who are talking about we need to free ourselves. We need to break away from all this criminal system. This Nigeria, we need to take it back. All of them talking about, for one reason or another, why they are saying Boko Haram must go, PDP must not show up, this system must say, you know what I mean? So they have preferences. The preferences are those they consider as somehow psychologically threat to them. They can die in the hands of the same tyrant, dictators. Have you noticed that? I mean, why is it that we have categories of people who have reacted? Some reactions are justifiable somehow because they are expected. Sure, you get. But some reactions, quickly pull the lid off the hypocrisy of many of you watching me right now. And I'm going to take you to the cleaners on that. Okay? I thought that, Omoyele Shore was going to be enough stop where your hypocrisy, your preference for your oppressors, and how much they have participated in what Nigeria has become today, in what has prompted you to begin to activist, advocate, or something, whatever you are angry about about Nigeria today, whatever pushed you to that. So Shore was like nailed, like no, he's our enemy. But Peter Obi is a very decent and he loves us. So we let that pass. Actually, many of you are comfortable that Nnamdi Kanu should die in prison or it should not be released until after 2023. We'll talk about you tonight. Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB, all they have been doing to them, right? Before NSASO, after NSASO, that many of us have documented, including what they have done to every part of Nigeria, in everyone who rose against this system in the last 7 years. Your hypocrisy started showing up. So you were not the only ones who wanted Nnamdi. APC, Egbe, or people deceiving people destroying people. So they are not the only ones who wanted people who are demanding for the renegotiation of that Nigeria. Yeah. To what would then align with what everyone from every part of Nigeria actually agreed to. So it's not just PDP and APC that wanted Nnamdi Kanu to die in prison. Majority of you have been angling for that. And the last 24 hours, Jesus, Omo, we have seen enough. But don't worry. Your part is going to be the interesting part of it, because the first impression was, let me tell you what they are pushing. Why is it that every time there is going to be a major election, Bokuwari's government will release Nnamdi Kanu so that Nnamdi Kanu can come and declare sit at home or no election? So because of that, whatever made Nnamdi Kanu to say no election, sit at home and every other thing, they don't really matter to these hypocrites. You are watching me right now. You are one of them. If you are getting, because I'm actually going to probably get you or make you mad. Right? But we'll get to that part. People being kidnapped the same way SARS was kidnapping you, killing some of you, selling your organs. They are doing the same thing to the IPOB. But in your book, Buhari is a terrorist, Abi, or Buhari is a tyrant. But his tyranny, somehow, it's not really that bad. I mean, that Nnamdi Kanu said, he owned too much. He talked too much. All these things he says and all of that. But the moment they kept him away, and there are no longer flags and rallies in Biafra land, the first people who actually gained peace of mind, let me tell you, before Obi came, they were the PDP boys. Oh, you know me, if I am somebody who is like collecting events, right, as a piece by piece, right, I will be called a collector. That's why I called my platform the Diary. The people who unleashed their hate, and they were in fact calling on Bokuwari to destroy Nnamdi Kanu and destroy IPOB. They were PDP boys. Many of them are now Obi boys when PDP showed them pepper. But like I said, we'll get to that part. Like, are you for real? How are you then different from the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the humbled slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons of Yoruba land, the ass lickers, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the all-risers, who were jubilating because Bokuwari exiled Oloye Igboho. What, you really think you are different? You are not. It will remain on record that it is the failure of Nigeria and continued failure of Nigeria that gave birth to Nnamdi Kanu. Now, you need to admit that. Just same way, the police brutality, bad governance, and so many other things that you loathe so much in that Nigeria system turned you today to Obidients. There's no difference. Some of you lost your brothers, you lost your loved ones to police brutality in Nigeria. And the only chance you had to, you have to express that was the time a national protest was called. Remember? That's something that attached you to that. People have been losing their loved ones, losing their life savings, investment, and then everything around them in Igbo land. But according to some of you, Nnamdi Kanu is too much. Therefore, he then volunteered to be beaten up, to be tortured, for people he loved to be killed, right? And then to be jailed, locked up in their underground cells, in and out every now and then, just because he signed a contract with Bokuwari to help disrupt your election. it all started from 2018 when Nnamdi Kanu, that they thought was dead, resurfaced. When Nnamdi Kanu resurfaced, then there was no BO. I'm talking about 2018. No. The agenda quickly popping up. They release him. They release him because they wanted him to come and declare, the other stuff. And that's exactly what they are now pushing again. Because the only difference is that, for PDP, those who remain in PDP, Obi don't spoil business already in Eastern Nigeria. Sure you get. So, who will go help them spoil the business further? Nnamdi Kanu. God. Oh yeah, when Nnamdi Kanu come out, no election. Sure you get. So to the PDP boys who were once afraid of Nnamdi Kanu being free as a free man, you can see today they are quiet. Nothing concern them. As for the APC, shebi na Biafra land, no kuku concern us. But for those who are the victims of the system, all of you agendaists on Twitter, on Facebook, everywhere with your agenda, can you at least show to us that you are different from the Articulutas, you are different from the Lagos Abobaku? Show that you have empathy. A man that decided, right, to push and fight for what he strongly believes in. And millions of people also believe in them. You call them names. You call them names. Guess what? They locked him up. And somehow, you have inherited the people he inspired to know their places in Nigeria of today. He inspired many of you. Many of you are even using his quotes. Nnamdi Kanu said, even though I disagree, even though I don't like that Nnamdi Kanu, I remember when Nnamdi Kanu said, but you were using his quotes against Boko Haram, against PDP, against Nigeria, whenever it's convenient for you. Meanwhile, you are scared, Abby, of him being a free man because he can come and spoil business. Can you at least, pretend that you have empathy, like you are not like all these Facebook adsmen, social media bandits. Give us a benefit of doubt that you are completely different. And your election or no election, that one on itself, all of you are dancing to the script they have written for you, and you think you have actually have it all figured out, Abby. We'll come back to you. Let us let's go to what transpired the first time, Nnamdi Kanu that we know, and those who have decided to use the... before I even get to that, there's something I'm going to agree with you, all of you on, especially those of you who kind of are telling yourselves, okay, that Nnamdi Kanu is nothing. There are some of you who tell yourself that too. You know that if not because of Buhari and Nnamdi Kanu is nothing. There is a part I'm going to agree with you, and that part is that because of Boko Haram's long-held hatred for the Igbo people, any opportunity he could get, right, to unleash that venom will be a welcome development for him. If not, what is wrong if people are advocating in a democracy the same way you are campaigning for somebody to be your counselor, to be your this or your that, for whatever reasons that convinced you, the same place in the democracy, you will see people also saying, no, we don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. You know one thing, we would rather be part of an independent country. And that ideology, right, goes along in a democratic setting. If they are more than you, they will force you to do referendum. That's how system works. But Boko Haram couldn't take it. He is not Democrat. The Olori Brukus, the greedy, selfish criminals that brought him here, they know that he is a tyrant, an illiterate megad, a bloodthirsty terrorist. They know. So rather than them to give, what do you call it, to give space for reasoning, right? He quickly went mad. He kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu in Lagos. He appointed judges to help him send Nnamdi Kanu to jail or kill him. And I won't forget this. In 2016, when they finally had the lever to bring Nnamdi Kanu out after 1 year, and they were saying, we are going to have to do secret trial. The Omama Dike that we know, that I continue to see every time I get to see his picture, his face, this one, in his own court. He told them to their face.
The law has shown whatever they want to. For what? My name was newspaper. My picture was being in the newspaper. And you want to try it will not happen. He brings his sister to find his secret. What nonsense is that? What nonsense is that? They think they can join me, they are mad. They can't do it. They cannot do it. They are not learning enough to tell you. They are not learning enough to tell you. They are mad. They are mad. They can't tell me. No way. When the time comes, it's okay. What stupid countries really? So when you still press somebody's secret, when you like, you find a secret, when you like it's in public, what stupid country is that? What stupid country is that I ask you? When you like, you try in secret, when you like, you try in private, and then they are killing my people. They are killing my people. They are killing IPOB. They are killing my people. After killing my people, you tell me how to find a secret? The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell Buhari, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's a madman. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret trial. Is the person mad? Rubbish. Rubbish. Okay. Never happened before. No. We have not finished talking about now.
In their own court, yeah, he said it. That's something that so many of you cowards that call yourself activists, human rights activists, cash activists, and so many of you are using the wave of Obi, to build yourself some level of followers that you can turn to cash some in the future as well. Doing all of this because one thing is that a few days ago they started digging themselves out. Some of those people who are now pushing the agenda that Bokwari is using Nnamdi Kanu. Bokwari is the one sponsoring IPOB, and is using them now to go and stop them from electing Obi. Show empathy. Even if not a tiny one, even if you want to pretend, like I said, pretend that you get some little humanity, okay? Because we know you, no matter the level of jersey you put on, we know some of you, and we know that in Nigeria, what you have in Nigeria is called mob mentality. Mob mentality, which is everybody says, well, this is what, how much do you want to go against every, but at least once in a while, just same way, every criminal, every rogue that has contributed to what Nigeria has become today, once they are on your side, you will begin to defend them. Like the same way Lagos Abobakus will defend the Tifnumbu, same way the articulated Mugus will defend the Tifku. Then you begin to defend criminals who we know face to face. He said, but they have decided to work for one Nigeria, and you already big bear, already daru, one by one. Show empathy, little by little. Your hypocrisy stinks. It stinks. We are fighting for our life, but somebody else can die in jail for fighting for the lives of those that so many of you don't even care what is happening to them. I'm just saying, pretend that you actually care. The same way you have been pretending to be victims, even though many of you are enablers 2015, you are part of those who bring these criminals in. 2019, so many of you played your roles. Then 2022, you are now, on the champion of Nigeria can never survive PDP. Pretend to at least be human once in a while, because that hypocrisy stinks. So you are pushing it. I don't think you guys really have, you don't really have the strength. In my own opinion, you don't really have the strength of facing the wave, the media wave of the IPOB. And I can tell you, that is one of your fear too. Because when Nnamdi Kanu is out there, it can be caged. It can be shot. I mean, his mouth can be shot. Guess what? The narrative will change completely to what it is now. So I'm trying to tell you that you probably will you should begin to understand that you are fighting the same enemy, right? And if you are setting up your useless agenda and all of that, it's going to backfire. And guess the part of those I'm going to be? The part of the truth. The people that genuinely knows that you can't save Nigeria. When you finish lying to yourselves, okay, you come back to your senses. And guess what? If you are still united, as determined as you are, you realize that you should never target Nnamdi Kanu. You should never target those who are advocating for self-rule or self-determination. Because at the end of the day, you are fighting the same rigged system. In my own opinion, but differently. But maybe with different expectation as well. He said it to their faces. He can't jail me. He's mad. And he's right.
Never happened before.
Now, we have not finished talking about now. I want something to see that. No.
You need to see my name. Show my face. Did you see the plan? I'm not sure that they're going to testify.
When Buhari testified against me in public, what happened? Why didn't he get his offices? He appoints judges. Buhari has been appointing judges in this country. He should stop integrating judges. That is rubbish. People can have it, I will not have it. I won't have it. I will not have it. Buhari can integrate judges, not me. Get me that thing. Nonsense. I'm moving at the back to be rubbish. The boys pass again bomb.
They know they're going to try me. Why did they publish my name in the newspaper?
Let me go in. Let me go in.
In which country in the world do you, as the president, you appoint your sister as a judge? She's from Casina. You appoint your sister as a judge. What nonsense is that? What nonsense is that asking? You think this is some stupid Catholic Republic? We are the idiots that cover anything they like. He can't do with me. Okay, I'm there with me. Anybody I know one. Let me tell them that. They don't know who I am. I will get in this truck. I will destroy Nigeria completely with negatives. I will kill this over here. Go around, walk in. I have the city on you.
Come and push us. Come and push us outside.
For 36 you are watching. You know what is watching.
And that is where I respect Omoyele Sowore very well. He understands it very well. That except for people who are setting up their own different agenda, who pretended that they don't like what is going on. Meanwhile, they're actually positioning themselves to, to take charge themselves and then deal with you like you've never been dealt with before. Yes, everybody is waiting for their turn. And that is why anyone they suspect as a threat to that their agenda, if you have to die, they can ask you to die in jail. They can ask them to kill you. It's going to be a good news for them. Whatever, anything they consider, even if they themselves are not safe or would die in the process. Malami went to Kenya to go and kidnap Nnamdi Kanu. And that's what happened. And that is why Nnamdi Kanu has no case in Nigeria. Until Malami, we have to take him back to Kenya. And then in Kenya, they would have to prove to them why they are looking for Nnamdi Kanu. Now, they are not going to do that, according to Malami. He was so happy when they got Nnamdi Kanu. When they took Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria. When they got to Nigeria, he was so happy that he wanted to tell the news to the Miyetti and the rest of another Nigeria, right? That he forgot that is the Attorney General of Nigeria. Sorry, this is Attorney General of Nigeria announcing that they have kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. Yeah. Attorney General of Nigeria.
Na gida da na waje domin ganin cewa sun ba da gudunmuwa an kamo shi domin ci gaba da saura ya huskanci zargin da ake masa kamar da aka mata a sama. Ina mai sanar da ku cewa bayan ainihin ya tsallake beli ya ci gaba da ɗaukar matakai na ainihin tunzura al'umma domin su wa ƙasa zagon ƙasa ta hanyar umarni da kafofi na yada labarai da suka hada da talabijin, rediyo da kuma amfani da yana gizo akan wannan domin ganin cewa ainihin an tada zaune tsaye a Najeriya. Kamar da kuka sani, bayan ya tsallake wannan beli har ila yau ya ɗauki matakai na ainihin harzuka al'umma musamman a bangare kudu maso gabashin Najeriya, wanda a sanadiyar haka an samu hasarar rayuka, dukiyoyi, rayukan al'umma farar hula, rayukan al'umma da suka hada da sojoji da abubuwan da ke da ayyuka da ke da nasaba ga aikin kaki, haɗi da hasarar rayukan ainihin jami'an tsaro da kuma ainihin hallaka dukiyoyi da kuma ainihin wuraren ayyuka na waɗannan jami'an tsaro da kuma duk wani abu da ke da nasaba da ainihin tabbatar da wanzuwar hukuma a wannan ƙasa tamu Najeriya. Akan wannan muke sanar da mu sanar da ku a wannan yini cewa gwamnatin Najeriya tare da haɗin kan hukumomi na tsaro sun ci nasarar ainihin samun hannu, kuma a sanadiyar haka an ci nasarar dawowa da shi gida Najeriya a sanadiyar gagarumin aiki da ma'aikatan tsaro na Najeriya suka gabatar na ganin da cewa an dawo da shi domin ya fuskanci shari'a wadda ya kasance ya tsallake akan fuskantar ta. Akan wannan gaba muke sanar da ku an dawo da shi Najeriya domin fuskantar shari'a dangane da waɗannan tuhume-tuhume guda 11 da ake masa, kuma a halin yanzu an gabatar da shi a gaban kotu wadda ta yi umarnin cewa a ɗauki kowane irin mataki na dawo da shi domin ya fuskanci shari'a. Kuma muna sanar da ku cewa an yi nasarar kamo shi a ranar 27 ga wannan wata, kuma a halin da ake ciki ana gabatar da shi a gaban kotu domin ƙarin bayani game da shi kan shi Kanu, wanda aka fi sani da suna Kanu.
Yes, that happened. It's a long speech, but there's no point in playing it for too long, you know. You probably didn't hear all he's saying. If you are not somebody who speaks Hausa or, I don't know, maybe for Fudio, I don't know what he's speaking there. Or that is the Attorney General of Nigeria telling the whole world, or specifically the Arewas, that don't worry, we have captured him. Your problem, the problem of your life, the reason why the Boko Haram are killing and kidnapping you, the reasons why the bandits are ransacking your villages and kidnapping your women and children, selling them off as sex slaves. We've captured him. Oh, we've captured him. It's like a trophy. He was so happy. Now, listen to the English version. Why and how they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu. Listen to this. The Hausa part anyway, but I don't think we even need that anymore. So they got him down to Nigeria. So that message to everyone is that, okay, you are now in the Fulani Republic of Nigeria. That narrative gel. But none of them could stand any test of time in the face of any real law. I mean, any tiny bit of law. In a country that is hurting, bleeding with religious intolerance, fanaticism, bigotry, hatred, vile, political hate, and all of that stuff going on. Attorney General of Nigeria decided, it's like, in the olden days when they say, oh, we have captured the leader, or we have captured the king, or we have captured the so or so of these people. So yeah, bring him to me, lock him up and all that. They are not interested in unity, in progress, or in any peace. Because where there is peace, all of you will likely agree with the reasons why the Biafrans are calling for referendum. You know that. Unfortunately, when the news now broke yesterday that Nnamdi Kanu has committed no crime, he should go. According to the judgment, they said Nigeria violated all the known international ethics code and laws and all that, including local laws too. Something that is so embarrassing for a country like Nigeria. That was what the judges said. There were 3 judges, so 3 judges. There are like 3 judges on the panel. The 3 of them unanimously, they threw out Malamu's charges against Nnamdi Kanu. And if you check your screen, I think I have a copy of that. It's so tiny, all right? And then I think the print is poor in a bit, but let's see if I can put that up for record, okay? Now look at that. That is the front page of that appeal court judgment, and then the signature, of what have you? This is the highlights, the summary of the court judgment where he got discharged. So Malamu said, yes, the court discharged Nnamdi Kanu, but the court didn't acquit him. So because the court didn't acquit him, listen, according to him, he said, let me read this part, yeah? He said that today's appeal court ruling was only about the illegality of Mr. Kanu's forced removal from Kenya and transfer to Nigeria. That's Malamu. But the judges specifically said no charges could be filed against Mr. Kanu. No charges. That's what the judges said. You can't charge him for anything. Right? Now, and he said no charges could be filed against Mr. Kanu on any other matter unless the question of how he was brought back to Nigeria had first been resolved. And from all evidence tendered before the court, it was a case of abduction sanctioned by President Muhammadu Buhari. Now, for avoidance, that's Malamu now in Koto. Malamu is saying this is his own interpretation of the court's judgment, the appeal court judgment. He said, for the avoidance of doubt and by the verdict of the court, Kanu was only discharged and not acquitted. That's Malamu. He said, consequently, the appropriate legal action before the authorities, right? He said the appropriate legal actions before the authorities will be exploited and communicated accordingly to the public. The decision handed down by the Court of Appeal was on a single issue that borders on rendition. That's your Attorney General. Even me, we no be law, we are no study law. Your Attorney General is saying that the reason why the court said we no get any case against him is because the issue of how did we kidnap him from Kenya. So once we resolve that part, another judge will go ahead, or we'll just bring another case. I mean, are you for real? But hang on. He said the decision handed down by the Court of Appeal was on a single issue that borders on rendition. Let it be made clear to the general public that other issues that predate rendition on the basis of which Kanu jumped bail remain valid issues for judicial determination. I'm coming back to that. That's Malamuno. So the federal government will consider all available options open, right, to us on the judgment on rendition, while pursuing determination of pre-rendition issue. So according to Malamu, what he feels like they have to do now is that, okay, fine, everything that happened that we are charging Nnamdi Kanu for, because that we filed against him in front of the court, the reasons why we kidnapped him, Abi, all of that stuff, they don't matter anymore because we kidnapped him. Okay, fine. Let's say, okay, that one no matter, okay. What about the one we were dragging before? That radio. You remember that the reason why they kidnapped him in 2015 was because Bokwari said Nnamdi Kanu brought in broadcasting equipment to Nigeria for Radio Biafra. Remember? That was the reason why they arrested him in the first time, right? They kidnapped him then, right? And he got bail that they then decided to kill him. So what Malamu is saying now is that, okay, fine. All these terrorism charges, everything we filed against him, the reason why we kidnapped him from Kenya, and now that we want to charge him for abusing Buhari, calling him a Jibri from Sudan, and all of that stuff, okay? Let's leave all of that. We fine. Now, he jumped bail. Before he jumped bail, we arrested him for radio transistor. Is that not a joke? I mean, like, giant of Africa. So do you need any other reason why keeping Nnamdi Kanu in their prison is not only illegal? Sorry, it's not just illegal, it is inhuman. So if you are obedient, or maybe you are not obedient, but in your own way, you are pro-Nigeria, it doesn't define you well. If you go out there and start pushing your narrative of Bokwari released him so that he can come and disturb your election. What happened after that your election? Do you think Biafra advocacy and agitation will stop? Do you actually are you that dumb? The injustices that led to the massive pool for Biafra agitation, as well as the Yoruba nation advocacy, that injustice or injustices are still there. In fact, they have now institutionalized them. They've institutionalized them. Now it's like normal for you to be treated like you are nothing. Do you know who you are talking to? Do you know who I am? You have been so battered, brutalized so much that you can see that whatever prompted you to demand for a better Nigeria today is still there and is going to be there. Election won't take it away. That was the time you actually got them so scared. But today, you are so scared of your own shadow too. It doesn't really matter what or how you probably think you want to, solve Nigeria wahala. None of them deserves innocent people to remain locked up or even killed, as long as it's not you. There are thousands of innocent people that are currently locked up right now. In different prisons across Nigeria. They were picked up in that eastern Nigeria. Some of them were picked up from different parts of Nigeria simply because they are Igbos and they are accused of being members of IPOB. You don't know that because you are not interested, Abi. No, you don't. Nnamdi Kanu is so scary for those who locked him up. And it's even more scarier to those of you who are not locked up in prisons, but you are locked up in the contraption called Nigeria. You are the victims of that system to the point that you have formed a movement that you believe you are establishing on what? On humanity. Humanity. I love all of us. Well, if you are not, I mean, I don't want PDP, I don't want APC, I don't, you know what I mean? We are, you know. But they said they want to release Nnamdi Kanu, and I started pushing your agenda. Knowing that if you meet core IPOB member, they are not interested in your election. Now they mix everything up. Okay? Core IPOB members, they don't even have voters card. So if they say they are not voting, what are you really going to miss? And if one of the things that some of you are saying when they locked, as Nnamdi Kanu is locked up illegally, remember that he is locked up illegally, even though some of you have always wanted that for him because you disliked him. You dislike him so much. He said different things that has hurt your feelings, hurt your this or that. And the best you could wish for him and Sunday Igboho and the likes is either they should be killed or they should be locked up. You know that inside of you. But now that they are shouting, Nigeria is bad, Nigeria is bad, let's take Nigeria back, let's take back Nigeria, all of you are beginning to act like you are actually not the product or enablers of this same past. Announcement, one single announcement. Nnamdi Kanu is free to go. All of you lost your pretense, your hypocrisy. You couldn't hide them anymore. Shebi na una they talk say, if Nigeria is working, people will not be demanding for Biafra the same way they are demanding. Shebi na una they talk inside all of your different platforms. Consumption to production. So how do you intend to get those who have lost complete interest in anything Nigeria? How do you intend to get them back on? That you will now call IPOB a distraction. All this wily APC, Egbekegbe, people destroying people. They have been supporting the killings, the kidnapping, the jailing, and the brutalities against the Igbos, simply because they are identified as IPOB. Hello? We are fighting for justice. What kind of justice is that, if I may ask you? When you probably didn't have any intention to have a country that you can actually say, yeah, we all agreed to continue to be together under this agreement. If any of that is violated, then we can go our separate ways in this 21st century. Baba, that is where some people said that so many of us are complete failure to those before us. They said if those of you who are in this generation today, if you happen to be those who were alive during the colonization, you probably would have sacrificed those who could have fight for that same independence for you. You would have easily sacrificed them. Help your colonizers to lynch your own brothers and sisters that are asking or calling for freedom. And I think I kind of believe that to some extent, especially because I am from Nigeria too, Abi. This generation of pretenders, hypocrites, those who scream at the top of their voices of injustice. Well, it is only when it happens to them. When it happens to others, especially those they don't like, well, that's not an injustice. It is the law. Remember this every night, that every night Nnamdi Kanu is locked up in that place. is locked up illegally. And if you think your mirage or your charade election, as you probably thought you figured it out, deserves that Nnamdi Kanu should die or continue to be locked up illegally, then can you please take off your mask? We will see you clearly. At least we know what the Buharidians, the Buhari Diderins, the Buhari Denotus, the Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Ungoziaris, the Unekaharis, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the humbled slaves, the Facebook adsmen, social media bandits, the cyberbarians, and the rest of all the, the clan of Bokwari gang. We know what they look like. So if we turn to the left and we begin to look at the articulated morons, articulated mugus, articulated scammers, people destroying people, people deceiving people, we know what they look like. They are called Mikanites, Mikano boys. We know what they look like. When they talk, we do know. Can you and the rest of you who have started their catching cold, catching fever, begin to shake, even though you are pretending to be strong? You bunch of cowards, hiding behind the mask of Obidients. Can you please take off that mask and let's see what you really look like? Because I have been trying to place it. I have been unable to place it anywhere. Why would you be so mad? I'm not saying all of you, because I've seen Obidients who have been like really, really happy. Like, like some of you who had Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's picture for over a year until Obi show face. And somehow, you kind of still feel like, enemy of my enemy can be my friend, for those who call that a distraction. All of you who put on Igboho's picture, profile picture, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's photo as your profile picture, Obi show face, you started changing them, and the rest of that. That's positive, right? So we know those who knows that through Obi, they can take back their own pound of flesh from a system that is put in place to deal shege to all of us, no matter where you come from, Christian or Muslim, Yoruba or Igbo, Hausa or Fulani, Ijo or Isoko, wherever you come from, all of us will still see shege. Nigeria foundation is built on shege. But when I started seeing reactions of others, Buhari is working for Buhari, he is going to come and say there is no, sorry, Jare Neka. I know Neka, sometimes I just feel like, the Nekas who are like Nekas, or Ngozis, or, kind of, why my name, Maiyegun? Why not another name? See, if I choose another name, that person too will say, Maiyegun, why my name? Choose another one. So it's just going to be endless. But you and I will agree with me, okay? In APC, you have Yoruba, you have Hausa, you have Igbo, you have Fulani, you have everyone from every tribe in Nigeria. They are part of APC. They just get different demography and different population. You know that. If you go to people destroying people, you will see everyone from every part of Nigeria. They are part of them. Your grandma, even if you still say, now from your own generation, that thing will stop. Go and check your grandma for village. Or check that your auntie. You know that auntie, mama? Then they part of the whole thing. They are all part of the enabler. But I was shocked that, your mask, you can you hide this? And you're obedient. We are obedient. We are obedient. And you are wishing that Nnamdi Kanu should rot in jail. And at the same time, you are fighting for a better Nigeria. Who are you deceiving? Don't believe, and people who actually believe in you. Humanity should always come first. And if you're Obi, And the Obidients movement, if it has become something that everybody acknowledges as a distraction for those who were once like they have nothing else with Nigeria, they want to leave. And this your movement managed to make some of them to change their profile picture from Yoruba Nation to Obi, change their profile pictures from Nnamdi Kanu to Obi, and they are now reading all of you that should at least say, finally, he's out. If we could get others to believe in, maybe himself go believe, say, it doesn't really matter anyway. I'm just saying. But you couldn't even wait for 24 hours. And I know that today, many of you are satisfied that Malamu says they are not releasing him. But tomorrow morning, you are going to be preaching one Nigeria with love and that, listening country and the rest of. I was expecting Peter Obi as well to say something and say, the court says you should refree him. You said you are going to hold him and you are going to go back to the charges that you have on him back then. So if you have to refile that charges, first obey these courts. You can't appeal courts, Nabi. Should they appeal courts? So all of you who are hiding under that mask, Obedient and the rest, okay? I just want you to know that sometimes you can't keep that hypocrisy for long. And many of you are repeating the same fear that the boys, PDP boys, who have become jobless since 2015. On social media, they call it a gig. I'll go get article gig. I don't know how many times some of you have said that you are working for PDP or you are working for APC. I'm glad that recently now that Obidients are also in the picture, they are now saying, we know that you are supporting and working for Obi and the rest of that. It is what your Nigeria is all about. Whatever work, whatever just make you feel better, just say it to yourself. Then at the same time, when you go out there and start talking about this your new Nigeria, remember that some of you are comfortable that an innocent man is being locked up without any evidence, even as much as many of you who are also victims of that system, many of you knows that they have no evidence, but yet you have already convicted him. Maiyegun, let's say the truth, Jare. He's the one who said that they should kill all the police in Eastern Nigeria. Said, how come no policeman was killed? How come no single person filed a complaint against the IPOB, right? Until 2021, when IPOB launched their own Eastern Security Network, which really got the criminals in Eastern Nigeria, your political criminals there, to quickly beckon on Bokwari that you can go ahead now. Whatever you can do, we need to kill this guy before he turned this whole thing against us. How come no police station was at? How come no single person said he was harassed or she was harassed by IPOB in Nigeria until 2021, when they were plotting to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu? And how come that Eastern Nigeria that never had anything to do with gunmen or unknown this or unknown that, suddenly they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu, and everywhere unknown gunmen? How come? Have you done the math yourself? Have you? Maiyegun is guilty, Jare. Let us tell ourselves the truth. I've listened to his audio. Listen, have you ever listened to Nigel Farage before in your life? Or have you actually listened to American podcasts where Americans who don't support America as America is today, and they're like, have you ever listened to some of them before? And you sit down and be like, are you talking about the same America I'm doing vigil for in Nigeria? Yes, they are talking about the same America. And same thing all over the world. It is called free speech. If any crime is committed, the best you will do is that you bring in the evidence and say, we found this. With evidence and back it up. Now, waiting Bokwari couldn't prove Bidato since 2015.
that has been like killing and hunting innocent people in eastern Nigeria. How come that as you are now today, the reason why you are so angry and you want APC Egbekegbe to pay is because you witnessed NSAS. You saw how they use their soldiers to kill innocent people. Meanwhile, at Lekki Toll Gate, all over Nigeria, for that 20 days of that massacre, all over Nigeria, the total number of people reportedly killed were like over 400 people. That's for 20 days. Now, that is just 1/3 of the number of people killed by Buratai the Butcher in just one single day in Zaria, in Kaduna. Do you know that? That 400 that they killed in 20 days of NSAS, we can never be compared. I'm not comparing by the way. I'm just saying that know why you are angry and then know why others are also angry. And then you can know that your anger is not better than their anger. Okay? Or your own reason for why you think you want to do election or whatever you have permutated, whatever they have programmed you to believe is the best. And if others says it's not. Boko Haram's government have been on an endless, like a killing spree. As the terrorists are killing the people, their soldiers are murdering the people everywhere. Genocide. Sponsored by their own military. Indictment here and there. All these people can come and say they have had enough. They don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. That anger is legitimate. Do you know that? Or you don't? Your own disappointment legit pass, Abi. Now only you the victim of waiting Nigeria, Abi, or your own victim or whatever your experience is more legit. You all ogbonju now, ogbon so diki. Ogbon. They hide behind that. And guess what? I've told you many times here. I said, I appreciate the fact that we are no longer limited to the madness and the scam of APC, PDP, and the abracadabra associated with them. Now we have the Obidient to be their karma, their nightmare. But at the end of the day, the overall prayer for many of us is that when the whole thing, when everything, clash of the titans and all of that, Hami here, Hami there, Hami, I mean, as Oshukwa sang it, Adalot no omodo lo si, like a cutlass for left, what is it they call a pestu for right. Everyone don't ready, say omo, it don't ready you. Sure, you get me now. The final result is going to be, you know what? Everybody they go in separate ways. May they go our separate ways. So we hope that the same way many of you distracted those who are fed up with Nigeria before the OB movement came on. Maybe many of you can continue to use that same technique to know that the demand of the Biafrans is so legitimate, and in a democracy it is acceptable, and everything else is just waste of time. So Malamu said they are going to keep him. Okay, now you will now come back and tell me how that is going to bring peace. Now look at it this way. They said if they release Nnamdi Kanu, it can decide that the people of Eastern Nigeria should not vote or no election and all of that stuff. Nnamdi Kanu indeed said no election, but there was never a time that Nnamdi Kanu, on record, stopped any election in Eastern Nigeria. Nowhere, no record. According to the PDP boys, they said he first said no election. Then he said, okay, they can go and vote and all of that stuff. Here you get. And because of that, PDP lost. So they blamed him. So in 2019, when Nnamdi Kanu surfaced back in 2018, they said, Boko Haram released him. so that he can come and reduce the Atiku votes in Eastern Nigeria. But guess what? Atiku still won in Eastern Nigeria because Nnamdi Kanu didn't stop your election. So if anybody is pushing that agenda to make you start sounding like somebody will not be human being, my brothers and sisters, I feel be somebody will go give you that key or here now today. They all have their different agendas. That all of you are wearing Obi masks today. Well, I won't say you pretend that you don't even know that you have criminals among you. Because some of you are actually forgiving the criminals. You are excusing their crimes away. Abi? Now Shebi, that one don't go. It's now on the side of the truth. Now your side be the truth, Abi. Don't worry. Time will tell. Are you with me? But many of those who are like going to spit to your mouth, former PDP handlers, former PDP vuvuzelas, who are now in your midst, they continue to push that. Ask them why are they worried for him? If they actually support freedom, as they are telling you that you will get your freedom when Obi become president, Abi. Ask them if Nnamdi Kanu doesn't deserve to enjoy that same freedom, at least after defeating Bukwari and APC in their own court. So I just thought I should let you know. Me, I know if you see, make I no talk. Are you with me? I have told you before. Sure you get. I said, when it comes to Nigeria, on my table, I have placed you, I've placed you in different faces or different faces, so to say. When it comes to Nigeria, we know that whoever is pushing for one Nigeria to continue is not doing so for the sake of the love, or as they will profess, they are doing so for what they will get rewarded with when it is their own turn to be in charge. Sure you get now. So we know that. And because it has always been two horse race, as they call them, right? Whatever you do, you will end up in the APC, Egbekegbe, or people destroying people. So how come, if these two cannot, if we are waiting for these two to tear themselves apart, explode, so that we can share you get, there's suddenly a movement emerged. A movement that emerged from the, from the crucifix. I be to the corner one, from the rumbles of those who, of those who are the victims of PDP APC. They said they won't challenge them. I said, well, that's karma. But you are still fighting for the same thing. When you chase PDP, you chase APC, you're going to keep one Nigeria for the same criminals that many of you won't even be able to say anything at that time. You won't, because you welcome them. You need it too. Everybody is desperate to say, yeah, we want to. You are not different in my book. So that I actually bash them, PDP, APC, every now and then, doesn't make me your friend, you. Because you see, what I've seen is that I have seen that a lot of you who are remnants of the same PDP, APC, and so many of you who actually have no idea what Nigeria politics is really all about until when you join the mob. That is why I'm saying that, listen, when the reality now sets in, when the reality comes upon all of you, okay, you are so determined. Anybody who won't stop us, we go fight them. PDP, APC are saying, well, they are just too small. They are just noise makers. So when it's time for you to clash and prove it to yourselves, that simply means that we can be the spectators. All of us who told you it doesn't worth a penny, it doesn't worth a time of yours trying to say you won't save Nigeria. Who you be? Who you be? You don't ask yourself before, like, I'm on where will I be safe? They are using you to keep a contraption that you actually have no say, no idea what makes you a citizen there. What is your citizenship? What are the qualities? What are the rights of a citizen of Nigeria? None of them is defined for you. But you want to save the place, Abi. So we say good luck to that. But at the same time, if una want me to see you as you be, mokuna at least they remove that mask that you are different when you are indeed, many of you are not. An innocent man can die in prison because you want to become president, Otabi. Is that not the same thing? APC, Egbekegbe wanted. Let's keep him in prison so that we can continue to be in power. Or let's chase Igboho out of Nigeria so that we can continue to be in power. So in my book, you are not different. So we'll continue to remind them. Prince Jejeman wants me to remind all of us that, yes, we are happy that Nnamdi Kanu has defeated Nigeria in their own courts. Whether they want to admit to it or they don't want to admit to it, the whole world knows that they have no case against him. And you cannot wish to do something to somebody if you don't have any legal ground for it. Malamu, senior advocate of nuisance, the senior advocate of nonsense, says he is going to keep him until he is satisfied. The others are scared that he's coming out to come and destroy their chances of leading Nigeria. Wherever they come up with, Nnamdi Kanu must be freed. Are you with me? And in fact, if you ask me, I would love to see Oloye Igboho back into Nigeria before your 2023. Everything could just bafuka. Yeah, I said it. Because sometimes we just have to put a break to it. This deceit kind of have to stop. And something will have to trigger it. So we want Nnamdi Kanu released. Not because many of you want it. It's because even in your own courts, he is being held illegally according to your own courts. And 3 justices who said that. We hope they'll do the right thing. The other part I would like to actually share with you tonight is the part of the Werewike. But there is also a part that's not so significant, but we need to mention that. Maiyegun, who celebrated the abduction of Nnamdi Kanu. Immediately the news broke that Nnamdi Kanu should be released. And this video popped up from the courtroom. They have lost their shit since then. Let's go back to that courtroom when the news was like, let him go.
Sorry, sir.
The industry was overwhelming. Justice must be done, and not only be done, but must be seen to be what you're doing. You think this is me? This is not me. Yes, this is God. This is not me. This is not me. Amen. This is simply God. It's not me. No, we can't come against each other. Amen. Big woman, I am. Yes. This is not me. This is God. Not me at all.
So when you get to the office, you endorse the fire?
You should get fixed.
I actually love the part where they were singing outside the court. And you know that popular song, Holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu, eh?
He's another Savior, holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu. He's another Savior. Come forward a little, sir. This is God.
Yes. Sing a song inside their court. It defeated them inside their court. And that's the news that they took straight to the streets. In Aba yesterday, Eyimba of Aba. One of their social media influencer who was trying to reassure some people that even if Buhari release Nnamdi Kanu, it doesn't have any influence anymore. You should read the room. Now, una be lizard, where they feel like say una be big alligator. And that is why, because it is Nigeria where your imagination runs wide. I mean, your imaginations runs wide, so to say. Nnamdi Kanu is irrelevant, Don't worry about him. Don't worry. Somebody say, Maiyegun, which side are you? Aboya were ni most of them go one side ni. Emi ati ejo pin side ni. I have told you, when you stop lying to yourselves, like your parents lied to themselves, and their own parents lied to themselves, when you stop lying to yourselves, possibly you will save your own children facing what you are facing right now. There is nothing you are facing right now that those before you didn't face. Your own shege, it go still be like lesser than waiting your own children go face. If you are facing serious shege now, you better continue. Nobody's going to motivate you. She been at one Nigeria. I'm not on your side, though. I'm not. Oh. I've told you. If we have to do it right, may everybody go and do your own affair. Yes. Go and let us go and do our own affairs in our own way. But should be that your deceitful one Nigeria that you have been selling, the easy liquidated the commodity that everybody wants to cash on before it finally become worthless, right? Cling on to it. So don't
Don't face me and start saying, Maiyegun, which side are you? I don't even know which side this Maiyegun is. Yo, show Yahweh. I'm not one of, I'm not the one who actually put you in that box. In a box that Nigeria puts you in. A box of your own warped, jaundiced imaginations. And then when the old thing finally come back to burn you, then you turn around and say, well, what should we do now? Okay, what else do you think we should do? Like you are just one 3-month-old Dundee. So they say if you do same thing again and again, you are going to end up with the same result. Now only madness with inside so many of you, one Nigerianists. Now the madness touch within your head. They tell you, say, you can continue to do the same thing again and again and get a different result. So in my own book, Mokuna, try everything where you want to try. Tear yourselves apart. Last, when everybody finally come back to their senses and realize that forcing us together is not in our own interest. And staying together must be discussed by every one of us. Not until when that happens. No, they think say because at the batch PDP, at the batch APC, at your side, I will make you become stronger. You don't understand? Now you get the first touch, may you touch them, may you chase them out of town. To some, they believe, say, well, maybe you could be lesser evil in a way, but to me, now all evil are evil. But whatever happened, it somehow makes sense when you see those who are like newly recruits feeling like the old thugs have to go. And I love to see that, and I want to stream that. I don't make me one of you. I've said that many times, so here you get. That the reason why I will never be one of you is because I would never feel comfortable to see innocent people, no matter what Nigeria say about them. I mean, we were here when they went to town. What thing they know right about Sowore? Is there something they didn't say about Sowore? So many things they said about Sowore because of revolution now. The moment they realize that people are grouping and coming together, what thing they know right about Sowore? What thing they know say? What thing you know say? Some of you wearies who are now obedient. After APC don't show you, after PDP no fit pull you, today you are repentant wearies, hibernating with the obedient. We know you. Stop disguising. Come out your mask. Waiting you know say, because say Sowore call for a revolution. What name did you not call him? All of you PDP losers, all of you who are still hurting from waiting Sahara reporters did to good luck Egbere Jolantan. Those of you, everything. What did they not say about Sowore? What is it that they didn't write about Sowore? Because of the revolution now. How many of them did you believe? How many of them did you know that they were lies? How many of them do you still hold on to today? Waiting till the time that you can say them and say, is it not the same Sowore they said? Even when you have nothing. And then you are now suddenly obedient. I'm not one of you. Well, I've said that many times anyway. So you don't need me. I'm useless. I'm not useful to you. So there's no point here in you feeling like, Maiyegun, where are you? Because I will never feel comfortable seeing innocent people suffer in the hand of a system that's going to treat you the same way. It's the same text. I mean, so it's the same workbook. They painted Sowore as a terrorist. And some of you, Olori Brukus, who were in the APC, Egbekegbe then. But today you have repented. We have repented. I am now obedient. This Sowore, I hate this Sowore. This Sowore always like attention. Olori Bruku Aranyi, you are those from PDP, APC. Hurting. Sad people. Sad, unfortunate people. But guess what? You can put on your mask inside obedient. We are obedient. We are the love of Nigeria. I want to tell you the street, yo. I don't take for this street, oh. I know many of you. When you are disguising, I know your history. When you are newly recruited, a new recruit, I know how they shock you. But what we are saying is that whatever it is that you shout one Nigeria, we know it is not for anything Nigeria. It is what you are told to say or what your warped mind tells you. And in most cases, it's just the mind of lunatics in their large numbers. Do you get that now? You should never feel comfortable when you see innocent people being treated, even if you don't like them. You don't understand. You don't have to like people. You don't even have to know them. But your reaction? I mean, this is wrong. Okay, what did he do? Oh, he said something about a social person. Oh, he said that. Well, I mean, this is wrong. You can't treat somebody like that because they said something. He spoiled his name. He spoiled his image. Abolori bruku ni image wo lawon olori bruku ton lead yin di. Do you really think the wearies that are leading you get any image? They have any image anywhere other than the image of the image you have painted of them? He insulted them. I mean, nobody will allow anybody to insult them like that. Now, because he insulted somebody, they need to kill him. They need to kill people around him. Yes, now. Yes, now. Honestly, even if it's me, I would do more than that. You know what he said? So you get that now. So we are telling you to take off your mask, okay? Just show who you are, and then we can treat you the same way. Because there's no responsible human being. There's no human being who has humanity in them that would say it is anyway the way people are being treated by this roguish criminal government. So whatever else you have in mind, I'm saying this to you now, okay? It might be your nightmare. I mean, just same way I love it when the Obidients are the nightmare of the what do you call it? Of the establishment. I love it. I love it when APC, PDP, when they come here to come and attack Maiyegun and say, Maiyegun, we know that you are supporting Obi. We know that is why you are promoting Obi. This and that. I love it. I love reading their comments, their cries and all of that. Okay. It they pain you? Sorry. Sorry, if it's so you as obedient, you are laughing, you are happy, and all of that. I'm, I can never then feel, feel like you are different from these same animals. When you actually publicly, not even secretly, publicly, some of you publicly coming out, pushing different agendas for an innocent person to be locked up, and he should die because you don't like him, or because you think it's going to come out. Really? That's what we are saying, Now, waiting messed Nigeria up to this point is that your hypocrisy, your lies, your pretense, and your choice of your different criminal leaders, because not that all of you actually hate all these things we are talking about. Corruption, no. Oppression, no. And all of that. Not so many of you actually hate them. The only thing you don't like is because you are not the one doing it. If you are the one doing the oppression, no bad. I stand with oppression. I stand with oppression. Oppression is my right. But the moment you are the one at the receiving end, then you join the rest of us and start screaming, oppression, oppression, oppression. If not, how dare you pick up your phone and write something on social media against the release of Nnamdi Kanu? Really? And then you want to justify that. I know what I'm saying. I know what these IPOB boys are doing in this. If they commit any crime, the right thing is what? You arrest them, you bring evidence, you try them under your law. Not be so. But you lock them up for years, torturing them, killing them, selling their parts, their organs. All these are going on in Nigeria, and guess what? I should be worried that Nnamdi Kanu is going to stop your election. So Malamu has done his part. Fine. I hope you are happy. So they won't release him. You want him to be locked up after your election, even though you are fighting for your rights, Abi? Fine. Oh yeah, Loma, enjoy peace and academic peace. You get that? Start enjoying your 24 hours electricity now. Yet yalla they cry everywhere. Yet yalla they cry everywhere that Obi is Nnamdi Kanu is killing others. Really? So may everybody push and continue to push, but there is something you can't change. And remember that, okay? Is that whichever side you belong to, okay? Just remember this tonight. Every night or every hour that Nnamdi Kanu spend in that their dungeon, okay, is illegal, unjust, inhuman, even if you don't like him. And it is Nnamdi Kanu. Is going to be you or somebody close to you in a very, very near future. You know why? It's Nigeria. Boko Haram has been threatening the lives of the Igbos in Nigeria since 2015. Nnamdi Kanu has been paying that price before many of you turn to activists, NSAS activists, Nigeria this or that, and then analysts and all of that you've turned yourself into. So today, your analysis is now telling you that he's made a deal with Boko Haram to come and stop your election. Show a little bit of humanity in you and possibly a little bit of sense. Even if you want him jailed, please do it right. That's what they are saying. If you want to jail him for any crime, can you please do it right? Your court says what you are doing is illegal. So Malamu says the court is illegal. And then you want to have a country that you can say, I am a proud Nigerian. You are a proud fool. I'll go make another tea. I won't take calls. If you are still here with me, when I get back, I'll take few calls, okay? And we can call it a night. The pressure continues. The rallies continues. And as they say, Malamu can continue to tighten the rope in the neck of Nigeria. Not just Boko Haram's government. Now here we go there. We'll go witness Mazi that they want you to hate. I love him. And you know why I love him? He's one of the most sincere person that you could actually come across. You know why? Before Nigeria happened to Nnamdi Kanu, it was once, like many, many like you, or many, many like us as well. It was once screaming, shouting, please, please, stop this madness before people get to know the real goal, or else, Nigeria will break up. He said it 11 years ago, my guys.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu, and the reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy, we are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government through the High Commissioner that what is happening in the country is unacceptable and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent disintegration of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done. And the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in where they're going. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can cower people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace. We are asking for people to get together. We are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the International Committee for peace. But one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country at heart acts now and immediately to stop this.
Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
The Prince. How are you?
I hope you're okay.
I'm very well, thank you. I mean, I was waiting for the first image of his release today, but at the same time, you know, we expected them to do this, but we thought they would probably save face, but they didn't. So yeah, I'm fine. We are still here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the great and wonderful work you are doing, Baba.
Thanks for the support.
We can't thank you, and we can't thank you enough. You know, in fact, when the history of Biafra nation and the Dudua nation is going to be written, if your name is not there, you know that it's an enemy that wrote it. You know, because honestly speaking, the pastoral work that you are doing, every soul that Nnamdi Kanu won, you are being the one that has been, you know, pastoring it all this while. You know, and kudos to you. We really appreciate you, honestly. Cannot
thank you very much,
enough.
the Prince,
you know,
and for the support as well. Because on your part, I can tell the last 1.5 years has been a journey for many of us. In order to tell the whole world what is going on, you know, back and forth, trip here and there, you know, and we are not giving up, are we?
Yeah, honestly, you know, those that are on the field pushing, you know, you are holding the media ground. Even you were also on the field also, so you are all over, you know. But we thank God for the grace and the focus, you know.
And thank you very much for the steadfastness too. Go on, Baba.
Yeah, you see, this I came across the one of the obedient person just interfering into our matter because I don't understand what is their problem. We IPOB, we have nothing to do with the election.
You get that? We understand that except for IPOB member who probably, you know, have had their voters card before now, or they choose to go and get it, IPOB members are not interested in the election. They don't go out there to register, and they are just on their own. They said, we will participate in only one thing, and that's a referendum. If you call out for it, we'll participate. But anything from that, not also. But they still continue to blame you for why they are not seeing enough people to vote for them. I mean, I don't understand.
They should get it into their head. Our focus is Biafra and Biafra. Option 1000 is Biafra. We don't have anything to do with the election or their PVC. They should get that into their head. You know, so anything that they are saying, they are talking about, they shouldn't cross our lane. You know,
the only thing that surprised me, Prince, is that I mean, all of us have been talking about the human rights abuses. There are many people who they won't talk about Buhari's human rights abuses, and they start mentioning names, and then between 1 to 5 that they won't mention Kanu or mention Igboho or mention other people who have become victims as well, right? Then the breaking news says Nnamdi Kanu is discharged and acquitted. Then suddenly, people that we thought we were all saying human rights abuses, they started raising concern why Nnamdi Kanu cannot be released now. Like, it's not now. It shouldn't be now. I'm like, So you guys are selecting the human rights you fight and all that, Abi? No. This is witchcraft.
Honestly, it's witchcraft, Maiyegun. That will tell you what that will tell you all about them. That they are not focused even in what they are doing. If another story comes up or another surprise comes up tomorrow, they are going to abandon the Obidients and see them
move on again to another thing.
Organ.
Exactly.
Yes, you know. So because if they are focused with what they are doing, they shouldn't interfere in another person's matter. You know, that
not even not to entertain it. They can entertain it. For example, right? I am not a Biafran, okay? And the reason why I'm so interested in what is going on in Eastern Nigeria is simply because I can see the pattern. And I realize that when they are done with you, they will turn on us as well. And it's just going to be like that and that and that and that. And I started raising the alarm even before they focused on Oloye Igboho, even before Oloye Igboho even came to the picture. Immediately he came to the picture,
Same thing they did to Nnamdi Kanu was what they are about to do to him. And I said, didn't I say that this is Yoruba land and it's going to get worse? So I expected that those who felt like Buhari and APC Egbe push many people to demand for something better. They should be the first people to be happy that a court of law has defeated Buhari's tyranny and Nnamdi Kanu will be freed. Or opposite was the case. And I couldn't hold it to. That's why I have to talk about it tonight. To like, I couldn't pretend about like, I mean, I'm so surprised. Like, is it that they don't want him to be released? Or what? I mean, like, they are comfortable for him to either die there, even though we are all complaining that Buhari is a tyrant. I don't understand. That's why I have to do this tonight.
You see, Maiyegun, that's one thing about Nigeria. You see, everything about Nigeria is fake. You understand? You see that will tell you all you need to know about what is on their mind. You see, why they are shouting this obedience is because of what Nigeria just showed them.
From the disappointment they felt from APC and PDP. So Obi is like, we'll show them now. You know what I mean? So if Obi said no, they will move to another one. No be so.
And also now, NSAS, it's just because of NSAS that they felt what Biafran has been suffering for years. They just said it a little one day, you know. So that's the reason why they are out for obedience. They are shouting. Just yesterday, you know.
It shocked me. It shocked me. Some people will say, I even respect a lot, right? They started putting all this agenda and this and that. And I'm like, the only thing I see in all of this is that they don't want him released. And I ask myself, I said, why?
Exactly.
Why would people who are victims of injustice and who are like saying will bring down this establishment, who have done us so much injustice, how could they then start raising concern for somebody who have been suffering injustice for 7 years? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me.
You know, Maiyegun, that's why they lost the revolution, because if they are not focused, they left their revolution and started to go into warehouse to look for food. You know, that was when how their revolution that they were fighting for answers got lost, because they went for food and forgot that they have a task to achieve. You know, and this time around now they've left their obedient. I mean, they saw somebody who is unjustly incarcerated, and the person is over 1 year, and the person is even fighting for them, or Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for them. You know. So for them to come out and start to make that comment to show you that they don't even understand where they are going, they don't even understand where they are coming from. You know, so it's quite unfortunate.
Let me take another one. So we are looking we are looking forward to your meet on the 16th in Liverpool. Is it?
Yeah, Liverpool.
So it's still going on.
Liverpool. Yeah, it's going on Liverpool on Sunday, and on Monday is the grand finale in London. That one, yes, I heard that. In fact, I heard that many countries are already coming in for that.
So you go match of freedom. I mean, I wish this is done as a celebratory gathering for the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release, but Malamu said later. So, Prince, thank you very much for joining me tonight. Okay, let me
thank you so much.
You have a good
respect, Papa.
Cheers, man. Yeah. So that is Prince Jejeman. So if you want to be part of this on Sunday, this is at the Liverpool FC Stadium, Anfield Stadium, big stuff. And then in London as well. Your meet or two. Thank you so much for your super chat. I have another caller. Hello there.
Hello, General.
Hello, sir.
This is Joe Akinola from Houston.
Oh, sir, Akinola from Houston. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm just so happy how you eat the nail on top today, really.
I always do my own part, and I've said every day. Sir, I've said that people should manage their expectation of me, okay? Because when I see something, I'm going to say it. And it doesn't matter if I happen to be in your good book yesterday, because I didn't say something that affects somebody.
You do it every day.
So manage your expectation with me. Like tonight, we just have to say it. We can't keep, keep it off.
History. What I want to, I don't know how many of our listeners are Bible readers. I want to come across like a pastor this evening. History is repeating itself again. When Jesus was tried and they found nothing on him, the people were still shouting, crucify him. The common Barnabas, who is a thief, kill a murderer, they say, release that guy, let him go, let him go. And this is what we are seeing happening in Nigeria. When Maiyegun and Obidients are shouting, crucify him, crucify him. What is his offense? What has he done wrong? I can't believe. If anyone will ever say to me that Obidients and Maiyegun will agree to a common cause, I would say no, it's never going to happen. But that is exactly what happened yesterday.
So you saw some of the posts and some of the utterances as well. Like, they were unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like, it was like they just spread the fear. Like, this is not a good news. So, Nnamdi Kanu, why would they release him now? Why is Buhari releasing him now? It should have waited. I was like, really? Is this really happening? Baba,
who still believe that any election can save Nigeria?
But it's like Malamu, their prayer has been answered by Malamu now. He said he's going to keep him. So I bet they're happy.
Nigeria is irredeemable. We know that this Nigeria has got a time bomb on it, in essence. We saw how Tinubu fought against it was held up in the Benin Republic. And we're praying that these people have to see justice.
Oh, you're talking about Oloye. Yeah. Okay, go on.
Oloye was organizing peaceful rally. That rally was held in Akure, was held in Ekiti, was held all over Yoruba Republic.
Yes, Abeokuta.
It was always peaceful. Nobody, can't we protest in our country anymore? In fact, nobody was distracted. But they, because they want to become president, they planned, they created trouble, went to his house, bombarded everywhere, destroyed his property, kill the man, and all of them are saying they want to go and do election. It's unbelievable that all these Obidients and all these other people still believe there's an election that can save Nigeria. Nigeria is a time bomb. It's not a matter of if Nigeria is going to break. It is when it's going to break. Nobody can sustain this country. So my only advice tonight, I want a lot of other people to contribute. Go and read about what happened to Jesus. How he was tried by Herod. They found nothing on him. Pilate tried him. They find nothing on him.
You must crucify him. They tried him. They said, we have nothing on him. Oh, let him go. No. You must find something on him. There must be something. Okay, if there's nothing, Abi. Okay, we volunteer him. Just crucify him and give us the thief. Free that one. Like, that's exactly what they're doing right now.
This is exactly what they are doing to Kanu. And please, let them start their conscience. I hope it's not too late for them to change their mind and start supporting a just cause. So that's my contribution tonight. Nothing more. Thank you very much.
God bless you, sir. Akinola, you have a good one, sir.
Yep.
So I have another caller on the line. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Elder. Maiyegun.
Decide that you attend the service lálẹ́ yìí.
Yeah, Tori Nnamdi Kanu. So I need to
because try go láti join wa bọ̀.
Yeah, we'll try. Yeah.
I saw the results.
Yes. Yeah, I saw the pain. I saw the pain on you. You understand? Hello, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. I'm with you, Baba.
Yeah. I really saw. I saw the pain. I saw the pain on you. You understand? But please. Sorry, me. You know, I always use one language when we are discussing. Because I've already all these expectations, I've already have it already. What in Nigeria,
you want to give them a benefit of doubt, okay? Like we said last night, we said they won't let him go.
No,
they will bring another charges. Yeah.
Maiyegun never.
I was indirectly, sir. I was indirectly when I was talking last night.
Carry on.
I was indirectly.
Yes, I heard you.
I was indirectly hoping that I'll wake up this morning and I will see an image.
Yes.
Nnamdi Kanu released. Even though when I was saying it last night that no, they would likely not want to, and I made it like an option.
No. Yeah.
Like,
we always say, we agree here. We agree here.
Yes.
At the people that occupy the political space in Nigeria, they are dangerous and worse than bandits and herdsmen. Okay? The truth of the matter is this: so if you get across a bandit and you meet Tinubu or Atiku, please, you are safe with the bandit than Tinubu and Atiku, or Obi, or any one of them, or Oshiomole, or Kokorocha, or whatever, Buhari, or whatever, any one of them. These people are bandits. What they come there to do, they just occupy that space, that political space, to devour. Please, Maiyegun, I want to say something tonight.
Please.
Everybody, because for example now, these people, what they do is this. They control, we said it before, they control the gun. Why do they go to the government? To get the power, to control the gun and the money.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
In fact, they even now went far to control the streets. That's why you see all these boys, all this were Oluero, Musili Oluero. That's why you see Sugar in Ibadan. You see Kabaka in Benin. That's how they create them to control the streets, the thugs on the road. All right? Let me tell you the reality. The reality. This culture of impunity, you understand? Because these people like Tinubu, Buhari, Oshiomhole, Okorocha, Akpabio, whatever, all of them together, Jonathan, Obasanjo, they believe that they've already conquered all of us. You understand?
We are just
let me tell you
conquered people, but shared territory among them.
Oh, yes, they conquered us. We are just a spoil of war to them. But I want to give them something tonight.
I'll put them on notice tonight, please. Go on, sir.
I want to put them on notice tonight. Okay? If Obasanjo, Jonathan, whatever, Buhari, all of them, Tinubu, let them hear tonight. No one has monopoly of violence.
No one.
All right? They dominate everywhere with violence.
Yes.
Now, they continue pushing people. We are using one language here, level of frustrations. That level of frustration is Omar Sarajo is going to gather enough. Now, you see,
like
my own level of frustration
is about to explode. And all the ingredients that will make it explode, they are already coming together.
Yes.
Free Nnamdi Kanu.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
I
said, sir, Oloye Igboho, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Before the 2023, I actually want to see them out there. Maybe we could scatter everything. Why is everybody pretending?
Go back to your Nnamdi Kanu case. You understand? Let's go back to Nnamdi Kanu case.
Right.
You know what we need to fight against. We will need to continue frustrating that case. You understand? The case, the judgment yesterday, you know what they did?
Tell us.
You know what they did? Their plan now is this. The establishment in the north now, give us the life of Kanu. They want to kill Kanu. They wanted to kill him. All right? Now, what they wanted to do is this. They're going to have one kangaroo court. You understand? And just find evidence. Nigeria is a crime. Nigeria is a crime scene. It's a crime place. And then anybody that is thinking of international community, you understand? The culture of impunity in Nigeria is entrenched, supported by the most powerful country in the world, whether French, America, Britain, all this atrocity that's going on in Nigeria, they are part of it. Please.
You know what somebody told me?
Yes.
A very good friend of mine. Well, he didn't tell me. He just shared his view. He said, he's had a few conversations with some diplomats. And in most instances, they have expressed their kind of a position when it comes to this self-determination, armed struggle in Africa.
Yes.
So they said as it is now that the rest of this Western world are hurting. economically.
Yes.
You know, we are hurting economically.
Yes. Oh,
so
yes.
they are not interested in supporting any separatist group or funding them.
Yes.
That don't be surprised.
Yes.
That America, UK, like you said, sir, they will mobilize weapons, resources for Nigeria to conquer and crush any part of Nigeria that try to leave. Do you get that now? So, like you said, I'm just trying to back you up.
Okay.
But go on.
You know, okay. Let's take this case. Let's take this case. Go back to Abiola time. You understand? Do you know, Maiyegun? Maiyegun, hello. Sir? And I got to be, if they wanted to arrest me for this, what I wanted to say now, I will say this. Okay? You know, Abacha, that's right. You know, Abacha was killed.
Yeah, you and I should be serving maybe 100 years in jail by now. So don't worry yourself. Nobody will capture anybody.
That's right. Yeah. So you know Abacha, and Abiola were killed by the Nigeria military intelligence, American military intelligence, and the Nigeria. So the question that you will ask yourself, Maiyegun, the day they poison Abiola, this lady, American Secretary of State, is at the State House in Nigeria. It's in the meeting when they give him the tea.
She was the one who served him. Condoleezza Rice.
That's right. That's right. And Abiola dragged the whatever. He dragged the tea and he just coughed and died. Let me tell you the reason. The reason why is this. Two of them, because the plan was that Abiola should resign. You understand? Because Abiola declared himself.
Should stop the, he should stop asking for his mandate. He should forget it and then, he can move on.
No. What they said to him is this. They said he should resign and then they will take him to America. But Abiola said no. But they now said, America now said, okay, the way Nigeria it is now, if they don't stop Abiola and Abacha, you understand, they're going to disrupt the peace of the Sahara region. You understand, which is Africa, sub-Saharan Africa. You understand? So now they will need to take two of them out of the way. But the question is that who are we going to kill first? All right? So they will need to kill two of them, but who are they going to kill first? That's the questions. All right? So now the answer is that we will need to kill Abacha first. Because if we kill Abiola first, Yoruba people will stand, Hausa kill our son. Okay? But if you take Abacha first, no problem. So now, but when they're ready to take Abiola, so everything's settled. But Hausa Fulani, they are very clever than Igbo and Yoruba. Igbo and Yoruba, Bini, Ijo, all of us are Mumu. You know when those processes are going on, Hausa Fulani, they've already started their plan. You understand? That is where the issue of coup comes in. You understand? So they plan the coup, arrest all the officers, all the senior generals, the senior officers of Yoruba extractions, headed by General Diya, General Nalewaju, General Disa, Kanko, and this professor, or that's one of them, like that.
Baba, but they are
that's right.
They are coup plotters.
No, Maiyegun, don't deceive yourself. If you really wanted to know the word, what caused this, whatever. Let me tell you something. You know, before that coup.
I wish you had a lot of time. Okay.
Yeah.
That part next time.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
But I actually have my own version, right? But I don't have no time to
Maiyegun, you could, one second, Maiyegun, you could, Maiyegun, hello, you could have your own fashions, but what I'm telling you now, because I'm insider, you can never see it on television or paper.
I agree.
To the end of the world. I'm telling you the fact.
I agree.
All right?
I agree.
That's a fact. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good evening, sir. Yeah, that's Elder Olaoluwa. But hey, if we want the people who are learning from us to know the, not to do not to do any pash, okay? General Dia, although he was invited to join the coup, he participated in that coup. It's just that he found out that it was set up. That's why he kept shouting, set up. I was set up. But he was part of that coup. That is official. He is a criminal and he's from my hometown. Some people won't like that. Hello there.
Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Okay. Very well. This is my first time on your show. My name is Obidients.
Bless you. What's your name?
Obidients is my name actually. Calling from Obi for short. That's the one
Obi,
everyone knows.
okay.
Obi.
And you're calling from?
Yeah. From Dubai at the moment.
Oh, from Dubai, Baba.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Charlie, for joining me. So, Obi.
Yeah.
You are live.
Yes. I always enjoy your program. I've been watching you for years.
Bless you.
I'm a core IPOB fan, and what am I saying? Fan? I'm a core IPOB family member. So we know those that are for righteousness. One thing that made a lot of us believe in Nnamdi Kanu. It's not just because he's fighting for Biafra, just for fighting sake. No, you see, Nnamdi Kanu has the mind for humans to live to their fullest potential.
God bless
you. There is something that people don't see. There's something people don't see about Nnamdi Kanu, and there's one thing about righteous people. There's something called godly anger. That is what Nnamdi Kanu displays. His anger is not because he hates anybody.
We will kill you. But it doesn't really mean it that way. I get you, Baba. Go on.
You are right. Yeah. So the kind of anger he displays is not about people are blind. He's not an exactly. He loves everybody. Even you see this Malami. If Malami turns back tomorrow to say, I'm sorry, I was deceived. In fact, let us do it right. Nnamdi Kanu will hug him. This is the heart of a righteous person.
Kind of person he is.
And what Nnamdi Kanu is displaying is he wants everybody to be free. I cannot imagine when I came to Dubai.
Yeah.
The first time I came to Dubai, I was driving in the streets of Dubai. That was the day I knew that the condition we were suffering in Nigeria is intentional.
It is.
Maiyegun, you see Dubai's development is intentional.
As well.
It then tells you that, where you're coming from, whatever is happening there is also intentional. Things are working here. And, I first heard Nnamdi Kanu's voice 2015. I was serving them in River State. I was in a taxi and I heard the Thunderous voice. I asked, who is this? And at that moment, I got glued. I ran back to my place of primary assignment. I tuned into the station. From that day until now, Nnamdi Kanu. Yesterday I was dancing. Nnamdi Kanu, I was dancing yesterday. I was dancing on my status. I was, I knew they could do this though, but I didn't see it was really coming. That Malami would put up his head and,
they are shameless people. We are talking about laws here.
Oh my goodness.
And you expect that the best law brains should be in the office of the Attorney General of Nigeria, which should be the first law office in Nigeria.
Exactly.
But when you see Malamu, then you can tell the type of people around him. I mean, these are bigots. These are ethnic bigots, tribal bigots, religious bigots, and they have power. Now, shame would they pretend say we are surprised? Me, I'm not surprised.
In fact, yeah. Maiyegun, you see, I wanted to also, I wanted to really appreciate you. You see,
thanks so much.
We've had years of strife in Nigeria between the Igbos and the Yorubas. This party blaming the other one.
Mm-hmm.
You are an epitome of an enlightened, detribalized, just. I'm not saying it because I want you to be, smiling. No. I listen to you. I follow you.
Thank you.
I listen to you on my status. I post. I say, go and listen to Maiyegun.
Yes.
The way you analyze things. Let other people come in. Maiyegun, thank you so much. And Nnamdi Kanu will
Yes, we'll celebrate it and when it comes out. You know what somebody said? They would love to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or Maiyegun's diary Politico. I said that would be the later. You don't understand. You see, if you want to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or Maiyegun's diary Politico tomorrow, I can go and get you everything that will make you so much in awe for him. Like, oh my God, I've missed him. Because, he will be here. But physically, sure, a time will come. But they should release him. That's it.
He will be released.
God bless you, my brother. Stay safe, eh?
Thank you so much.
Hello, sir.
Hello there.
Yeah, MG, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you, boy?
Yeah, fine. My name is Akin Olafere. I'm the guy that spoke with you in Nigeria a couple of months ago about my daughter.
Are you back?
So
now?
I just came back. Yeah, I just came back last week.
Beautiful. So how are you now? How are you feeling? I mean, after the whole thing and being back and all that, how is everything?
I thank God for the resources in this country. My company,
yes,
they organized something for me, to take away my mind and all this stuff. Right. Apart from that, I just like what the last man just said the other day, but
Obi,
something intentional. Yeah, intentional. I think that language speaks volume.
It is the
because,
right word. Yes.
Exactly.
Every development you see anywhere is intentional. Every backwardness you witness in Nigeria is intentional. It's a very powerful word, sir. I agree.
Yeah. And you see, why it's intentional is that I actually have a building in a place called Ayobo Paradija. And then if you see the road and everything over there, you can see that there are some areas left undone, and there are some areas left, and there are some areas that were tarred and all those stuff. And then this the political system in Nigeria, it has gone to the extent that people have been, I can't say brainwashed, they have been, they are used.
Conditioned.
Exactly. They have been,
go on, Baba.
Yeah, to accept their situation. And then people believe they don't dig deep into any information. It's a hearsay. So whatever this person said, the other person will believe. And I actually have to go into some areas, and even to some joints, and that is the place you hear a lot of things. So I just see that our people, my brother, even if you are killing somebody there today, so the mentality of people reasoning to your level, sometimes
they have become so cold.
Yeah.
So,
and even when a man a tricycle take you from one place where it's supposed to be 50 naira, but it's now 200 naira. You see these street urchins, these agberos, demanding money from them in a bad road.
Terrible road.
And somebody in the tricycle, a passenger, will be telling the driver, give him, let him go. Exactly. And I keep wondering, what are they doing with this money?
Nothing. Just our money. Owoda. Owo load. Owo aro. Owo return.
And you can see these people, they have a say in whatever they do in that country. You see, I was ashamed.
Political representation. They are, in fact, one of the stakeholders. Yes. You are right.
I was ashamed of being a Nigerian, a Yoruba man, to see that thug, to see that street urchins, to see that a lunatic, nobody they call MC Oluomo, standing on a podium and talking rubbish, and people are applauding him. Àwọn abiyamọ ayé àti ọ̀run wọn ò ní foríjì ikú burúkú ló máa kú. You see what they did to Omolomo? You are not born in America. You only built naturalization. You oko amoti, oko pamo, wa fa Omolomo. Ẹni tí a bí, tí obìnrin tó bí, tí ọkùnrin tó bí, òun bá ayé tí wọ́n jẹ́, òun bá ayé àwọn èèyàn jẹ́, ayé tí ọmọ tiẹ̀.
Well,
owó ẹ̀jẹ̀, owó ìlágùn onílágùn, ó dẹ̀ ń bá ayé àwọn èèyàn jẹ́. And people were just, you see, and when I look at all these people, àwọn ló máa lulẹ̀, all them máa lulẹ̀ at the end of the day, because when I look at them, and you see millions or thousands of people, today is your mandate or whatever they call it, and their children are not going to school for the past 7 months. I have 2 undergraduates that when I see them, sometimes and when I look at them, so I have to them around and look, you are a man, you can stand this way, this is what to do, go and do that, go and do that. You know, when I went to Lagos Island the other day, if you see the face of this young boy that's supposed to be in school, their face is hardening. They just want to mess up the education
they can get just to get by. They live by the day, which is whatever they have to get now. They have, they live for what they get every day. And how do you actually live your life or open a future in that kind of existence? I keep asking myself, sir, there's this, there was a lady, for 2 of them. So I don't know. I mean, there are jobless people everywhere. We know, we read the stats all the time and all that. But these 2 comments actually caught my attention. And that was after my last night broadcast. I went onto Facebook and I was reading comments, and the lady was there. And she said, Maiyegun, what you just said now touched me. Because since 2014, I've been a graduate. I've been through depression. I've seen through wars. And being a girl, being a lady, you can imagine what I've been through in my life. Because I couldn't secure a real job. And I'm a graduate from 2014. This is our 8th year. Last night, what I said made her remember that she dropped that comment. And I was reading like Omo. And there are many, many, many young men and women like that who even manage to see themselves through schools. Today, some of them feel like I wish I'd never waste my time on going to any school. And courtesy, Nigeria. But when the mega slum, you were there. How was it? She mega city near, the mega slum still. Sir Akinola?
It's a mega slum.
Because if your boy Paja, your boy, all these places, they'll not be part of Lagos. So.
Man. Ogun State,
it is well. So when we deceive ourselves, you said something about, as a Yoruba man, we see these things when we go home. It's just that the people never really kind of feel so connected and concerned like they are now. Many of us who now go home, we kind of now ask, normally we would just feel like it's normal. Oh, Nigeria, you get us. I am so even surprised. What is your no? Oh, I'm so surprised. Is that not how you were always feeling before now? Now that people now know that this is actually absolute nonsense. Now, when you go home, you easily say, what kind of life is this? And you know what I tell myself all the time when I listen to people who come back from Nigeria is that we are getting there. One day you'll be so tired, so angry. If you are not supporting the breakup of Yoruba nation, I mean, if you are not supporting Yoruba to leave, one day now that thing will anger you to the point that you say, "Oh, man, this is a shame." I don't know how you are feeling right now. So, okay, when after your trip too,
Maiyegun,
sir,
I feel sad. I feel bad when I look at the resources, the human resources being wasted away in that country, the natural resources that God Almighty has blessed Yoruba and Igbo land. And how we are using our own hand to throw away by selling our rights to people. They gave us money and they took away our power. They took away our resources. They took away our senses. They are taking everything away from us. And just by minority people who are not even from that country.
No.
People from the Sahel, people from Cameroon.
Lord,
I can just,
but we can't talk about it.
Sometimes the mentality.
We are not allowed.
Sometimes the mentality. The mentality of our people, my brother, is so when somebody, Sherry, if there's going to see Yoruba nation by the grace of God, which I am praying for, and there's the Biafra nation. I said this thing some time ago on your platform, that in the next 5 years, though within the next 1 to 3 years, we might have some misunderstanding. But after the 3 or 4 years, my brother, the whole world will recognize those two countries. Because God, even when I went to Oshodi, I saw how human beings, how they suffer, even in that environment, people are struggling. You can imagine in that hardship environment, and then when at the end of the day, when we get our actualization, we get our independence, then you see the joy of people. This is what I've been looking for. But people don't even see this thing. What they have,
because they
and what they are
experience it now. So when you talk about it, it's just like it's impossible. What you are saying is impossible because they've never even imagined it.
Maiyegun, there's nothing impossible when you put your mind into it.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that come to this country. They say that impossibility is going to be possible. And they make it possible and they become somebody. But there are some people, they say it's impossible. And they die in that kind of ideology.
Abba, thank you so much.
Because they cannot move forward. Yeah.
Let me take another one and call it a night tonight. Anyway, Sir Akinola, it's a pleasure and thanks so much for joining. Sir?
I wish I would have seen Princess when I got to Nigeria. I want her to give me a hug, but unfortunately, I was so occupied. My regards to Princess and President German and all those people. So I really enjoy it because you really, Maiyegun, lastly, you really make my day in Nigeria. You are one of those people that calm my mind down. This time, I watch your program in Nigeria, I feel at home. And the way I'm thinking, it's
like you're able to still maintain your sanity despite all the madness going on that could have made you so, so that's fair enough. I like that. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sakela, you have a good evening, okay? And stay safe, Baba. Nice one, eh? So I have another caller on the line, and we are getting close to the end of the night. Hello there.
Hello, Maji.
Baba, how are you?
Maji, the violent connector.
Yeah.
But me on music program, Nisha, man try to call, but I young man, I think we only.
But I mean, when I finally get to speak to somebody who has been trying and all that, Baba Ashimeka, tell you something. Yeah, the way you feel is the same way I feel. It's the same way I feel too. But so many people probably won't understand that. So when you call in and say, "Hey, is that Maiyegun finally?" To me, speaking to you for the first time with that same energy, I'm like, I actually want to, I wish I'm actually meeting you face to face. So Baba, is so mutual. The feeling is mutual. So thank you for all the time.
Yeah. Make up with that. I became from
Thank you so much, Baba.
More listen to more listen to programming and studying more. Beside the Monday who continent of that.
Right.
So man to the office, immediately the office by my lunch share direct.
Wow.
We never fish any ale ma wularo.
Like the replay.
So in man don't opportunity at the listening.
Thank you, Baba.
I'm so blessed. I'm happy.
Thank you.
Sharing tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Kanu I was surprised torí ó dùn mí personally, but mi ò wá surprised. Torí mo mọ tó lè ṣe.
Àmọ́ wọn tá ń deal pẹ̀lú.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ mo mọ ẹ̀yẹ àmọ́ wọn tá ń deal pẹ̀lú àwọn olè àwọn ògbèrè lórí kókó àwọn ọ̀nà máa lọ.
Wọ́n lọ́kùn èèyàn láyà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n lọ́kùn ẹ̀ so I was surprised, but ó kàn máa ń dùn wá ní. Irú ẹ̀ bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ó máa ń dùn wá. Àti tó bá dẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ẹni tó ẹ̀ kó tó súnmọ́ wa, ó máa ń dùn yàn.
Fi ọ̀rọ̀ rọra wò. So ẹni tó bá ń sọ yìí pé nǹkan tó dẹ̀ ṣe yóò dá fún ẹnìyẹn o. Nǹkan tó ṣe fún lágbájá yóò dá fún lágbájá. Kò ń ṣe torí pé bóyá pé ó dìgbà tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ sáwọn fúnra ra wọn. Nǹkan tó ń ṣe ní pé wọ́n fi ọ̀rọ̀ rọra ẹ̀ wò. Ṣùgbọ́n a sọ pé tí èèyàn bá ṣe nǹkan tí ò dáa, ká máa gbèjà ẹ̀. Ìyẹn kọ́ là ń sọ yìí. Tẹ́ bá sọ pé èèyàn ṣe nǹkan tí ò dáa, tẹ́ bá gbé lọ sílé ẹjọ́, tílé ẹjọ́ sọ pé kò sí case against ẹ̀. Tẹ́ wá tún ní ẹ fẹ́ dìímú, ìyí tẹ́ ń ṣe gangan ni ò dáa. So,
Ben, exactly. Utoro lenso. Exactly. That's just the point. That's the point. In fact, so many. In fact, the man gba àwọn comment kan, àwọn lórí burúkú kan tó máa ń béèrè pé side body Maiye dúró sí. Mo máa ń sọ fún wọn pé ṣé orí yín gbálẹ̀ nàbí sórí orí gbálẹ̀ ni àbí ìbéèrè àpapọ̀ dà àwọn òpònú
ìbéèrè
ní
ẹ máa wò ó ṣe é mọ̀
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni
nígbà tí mo dé tí mo sọ yìí pé èyí tí ẹ mọ̀ wípé nǹkan tó ń ṣe fún yín ní Nàìjíríà yìí ó ti ń sìn ẹ faramọ́ ẹ jẹ́ àkóra wa jọ báyìí ṣe ń bọ̀ àkóra wa jọ. Tẹ́bá kóra wa jọ is a game of number. Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ yín náà lọ ń fún lówó tẹ́ lọ ń rígi fún àtọ́dàtẹ́. Tẹ́bá kóra yín jọ ẹ lè gbàjọba yín lọ́wọ́ wọn. Nígbà tí mo wálé, àwọn tó sọ pé pẹ̀lú gbogbo tánà àti everything mi ò lẹ pósítà mi ìzọmi fẹ́ jáde fẹ́ ní tinú. Mo yín ṣe program yìí náà ni pé ẹ jẹ́ encourage àwọn èèyàn, ẹ jẹ́ encourage ara. Bọ́tà bá sọ pé kò work ẹ̀ ó yẹ ẹja fight fún ọ. Àwọn tá a kó jọ lọ́wọ́ gba 500 naira, 200 naira ń jọ ìbò lọ́wọ́ PDP, APC. So nígbà tí mo dẹ̀ padà débi mo ní ọ̀rọ̀ tó bá ti jọ mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà yín àti election àtẹni tí yín báyìí sìn mo yọwọ́ mi o. This was kìlọ̀ tí ń pè January 2019 tẹ̀tí election yín gbà yẹn. So mo wá sọ after that yìí pé ṣẹ́rí tá a máa yẹ ká tanra wa tó ń ṣe àwọn ẹni yìí nìkan ni wọ́n fẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà pín àbí ló ń ba Nàìjíríà jẹ́. Àìmọye ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń ké yìí náà pé wọ́n bàlújẹ́ yìí náà èyí tẹ́ ń fọwọ́ra yín ṣe ló pọ̀ jù. Mo fẹ́ experience pé ìbò lè save anybody, right? Bàbá
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
ibi iná la jókòó sí tí a ti sọ wípé tábà kúkú fẹ́ sòótọ́ ojú àfọ̀fọ̀ tán ìjà ló ń dá sílẹ̀ ṣé you get.
Ìjà ló ń dálẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ni
unity lọ́hùn ẹ̀yẹ ẹ̀jẹ̀ àparọ̀ fúnra wọn kó ní ká lọ handle àfíà ẹ̀. ṣé get oníkálukú lọ handle àfíà ẹ̀. àwọn tó ń sọ pé bo ni Maiye wà lọ́jọ́ tèní àwọn ni olórí burúkú tó ń sọ ń gbà yẹn pé Maiyegun fẹ́ pín Nàìjíríà ni tó yẹ ló ṣe lọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ Kanu àwọn tó fẹ́ bà Nàìjíríà jẹ́ ni wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe kíní kan ni wọ́n wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ pọ́n tanra wọn sì tọ́nà fẹ́ rescue Nàìjíríà wá turn around wá ń bèrè pé bo ni Maiye wà ṣé kì í ṣe pé ló ń já wọn àbí dà wọn lórí irú so wọ́n ṣe ń bèrè o èmi mọ̀ pé kò ń ṣe answer wọ́n mọ̀ pé lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó bá ti jọmọ́ Nàìjíríà ó ti ń sìn o èmi ti yọwọ́ tèmi ju pé the only thing ni pé kó ní kálukú lọ handle láfíà ẹ̀ until ìgbà tí yẹn bá happen àjọ máa da gbogbo ẹ̀rù bí bó ṣe ń tò lọ àjọ máa tó lọ báyìí tó máa fi gbogbo ẹ̀ máa fi fọ́ pátápátá tá máa fẹ́ padà síbi tó yẹ kó padà sí yẹn ni. bẹ́ẹ̀ni ibo ni Maiye belong sí I belong to the violence team waiting for the dissemination of the entire contraption. tó bá gbóyìnbó ẹ̀ bóyá bá mi sọ fún wọn yóò bá.
collector ni
ṣé you get.
collector ni violent collector ni à ń collect gbogbo ẹjọ́ so that tẹ́ bá máa gba wòtò bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́ bá máa gba wòtò yín tẹ́ bá máa sá wá a máa replay ẹ̀ fún yín pé ṣe rí ibi tẹ́ balẹ̀ ayé ara yín jẹ́ a máa replay ni. So by that time orí yín gbé ní.
ṣé ìwọ tó fọ́ skọ́ọ̀lù ẹ pẹ̀lú ìdí ìbọn níbi tẹ́ ní ṣe our mandate we shall start our mandate then protest tó fi ìdí ìbọn fọ́ orí ẹ kú àfù tó sì ń gbọ́rọ̀ tó sì fẹ́ kọ́ fọ́ ètò kú náà lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà àbò fẹ́ kúkú fèsì ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ̀ sórí That's where we are waiting. And guess what?
Sherry, Maiyegun, Sherry, nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé èmi ò tiẹ̀ gbàdúrà Sherry àdúrà ni pé kí olórí burúkú tó ń parẹ́ ní Tinubu yẹn kó wọlé ẹjọ́ wọlé. Sherry continuation Buhari ni. Sherry ẹjọ́ ṣe àdúrà tèmi ni kókó wọlé.
Orí àwọn
understand tó bá wọlé tí ìyá yẹn bá ti wá tí ìyá yẹn bá ti wá jẹ́yìn.
Ṣebí Buhari wọlé 7 years ago àwọn èèyàn tó fẹ́ break away kúrò Nàìjíríà wọn tó yìí o. Ṣé you dey with me? Now ọdún méje after that ṣé Buhari fún anybody ní reason láti túbọ̀ dára Nàìjíríà ká má parọ́ fúnra wa ṣé Buhari fún anybody ní real reason tó bá já wọn tó ń sọ
there's no reason náà ni mi ìwò bóyá as the Nigerian youth are we cause.
It's a big question no.
Ṣé èpè ń jà wá ni because ṣé kò jẹ́ bóyá ń pé ṣá àrùn ronú ni. This is happening. We are seeing it. How we are like suffering. Lójúkorojú pé we are sweating just to eat a square meal in a day.
You have to struggle for it to the point that they don't believe that something is you deserve something except you struggle for it. Even when you gain admission into school, they say, yema easy care. Are you sure there is original admission? You didn't suffer. You are supposed to suffer for admission now before you can know that it's original. Like most like
awalo yẹ ká tó máa gbégbá ìbò pé à ń ṣe election. Ṣé are we insane? And Nigerian youth are we insane? Because to me mo rò bóyá sọ́fà yẹn kò tí tó ní bóyá ká tó test another 8 years bóyá orí wọn máa gbé because that is what I feel. Bóyá ìyá yẹn ò tí tó ní wọ́n ní kí ló ti ń pè ìyá ò tí.
Wọ́n ní ìyá ò tí jẹ ní ìyá ló ń sọ pé.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kò ní dá fún bàbá ẹni tó nà.
Pé kò ní dá fún ẹni tó nà ọ̀hún. Bàbá ọkọ tó rọra jùlẹ̀ yìí you are saying that pé there is possibility pé àwọn èèyàn máa miss Buhari.
Ṣẹ́ẹ̀rí
like àwọn máa look back by tó máa sọ pé àṣé Buhari ti ẹ̀ bẹ́tà ní nǹkan tó táwọn èèyàn go through yìí.
Buhari máa jẹ́ saint.
Ọmọ màá nù dé o.
Ó máa jẹ́ saint. Ó yẹ pé màá nù dé gbogbo wa we gather dey there. Màyí we gather dey there. Kerry, èmi mo máa ń sọ mo ní my hands are open for everybody because I will stand as a Red Cross. Iṣẹ́ Red Cross yẹn ni màá ṣe. Torí màmá rán yín létí ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àti máa rescue ibi tó bá ti ń ba ilé ayé yín jẹ́ I will be rescuing and màmá inform màmá sọ fún yín màmá play a back wípé ẹ̀yin lẹ fi ọwọ́ ara yín tẹ̀bi ba ilé ara yín jẹ́. I will let you know. Kò yẹ pé bóyá mi ní help o. I will help, but mama jẹ́ kẹ́ máa rántí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mama rán yín létí. So that anger yẹn.
Thank you so much.
Anger yẹn ó máa rise.
Thank you very much. Which area wo ló ti pè wọlé lálẹ́ if you don't mind? Just area, not the entire. Ayọ̀bọ̀mù stays before, but mo ṣe kó wá sí side before yẹn ni. Nísìnyí àbí okay because I mean kí ló ti ń pè àwọn tí wọ́n ń gbé ní gbogbo àwọn area yẹn tó yẹ pé ẹ̀jọ̀ share border pẹ̀lú Èkó àti Ògùn and all that yẹn I mean all of you can tell and explain and say pé tí wọ́n bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ the effect of the Nigeria's kí ló ti ń pè disjointed arrangements ẹ̀yin tẹ́ share border yẹn ẹ̀yin lè máa jẹ́ good example àwọn tó wà lára àwọn èèyàn àwọn ará Ifọ̀ Ọ̀tà Ayọ̀bọ̀ and all those Agbára and some of those border towns bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn you'll be asking yourself ẹ̀wà kí ló tàn go through kọ́tà and go through terrible road poor electricity poor facilities.
In fact sharing nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní pé sharing nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀
state level belong sí if you cry to this way say no Lagos level belong sí Yorùbá dẹ̀ ni wá.
sharing nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní pé mo tiẹ̀ ní máa ṣe fídíò ẹ̀ láti side ibi tí mo ń pè yẹn máa ṣe títí dé Ìkẹjà máa wá send ẹ̀ sẹ́yìn kẹ́ fojú ara yín rí so that kẹ́ play ẹ̀ fún.
Parí mega city.
mega city, mega slum.
Nigeria. Oh, Baba, thank you so much. More appreciate you stopping by. You have a good one, Yomi.
Yes, sir.
And you too, nice one, yeah. So I am thinking of drawing the cut. Oh no. Okay, I'll take this and I'll tell my guy to make it quick. And hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Is that Ahmed? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ahmed, you came in late as well, so it's going to be a fast one as usual.
I know even one call, Seth. Now, waiting that last caller, they talk, they and when you're left for G, I found another 8 years. Walai, that last caller, he was speaking my mind this night. Because when I went on Facebook, Twitter, the same nonsense, Simon post just because of Obi. Yesterday, when I saw that they said, okay, they have released, they
should release Obi. I mean, release
Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah, I had this thought, I want people you are new Obi, and same thing. It came to my mind.
That's exactly what happened.
It came to my mind. Definitely before tomorrow, I will see people that will start saying because of Obi. That is why they released Nnamdi.
Exactly. This is not now. They should release him later. Like Baba, Exactly. Was so shocked. I had to control the way I present this program tonight. If not, I'll be sounding like somebody who is so angry.
When I already had that in mind, when I went online, I began to see different posts. I want people you are Timon cut off along about. You know what I pray for?
Tell us.
It's not the same. If man share one me to my loss, if man just found your tongue. So bad just ya last one in me bani. After Kolu don't do your own, Abina Obi. Make one of them Atiku Abikiniko not too bad. Here to Jewon. No, as in our meta Atiku.
Okay, Atiku. Obi and
Atiku. If Kolu don't enter, thought they say, we don't vote rubbish. Come to Pada. And she will say, make we vote Obi, come to love vote Obi. So I say, all along about Obi and Scam, come to Pada, come to love vote. We'll just go for the peace. Atiku. Ki e wa buy one general round. So ba shebe, boya follow bubu ma shi.
Baba, you talk about 24 years. Because these people, they do 8-8. So you are saying that people should gamble 24 years more.
Yes. I for pray that one, but
they can't last that long. They can't last that long. Nigeria won't last that long. If you continue this way, it can't last that long.
That is it. No, as in on that process, if you do on that process, that breaking, Osimalo easy pa. Ojo taba ma everybody ba ma kogangara e ma lo. Any problem.
So they face much resistance.
Law, we don't go.
Because by that time, the generation that are now fighting for one Nigeria, now by them, I mean, those who are left, when you say, let us break up, they say, Yoruba nation, no.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
24 years ago,
but you know, we cannot pray for this. We cannot pray for that. We cannot pray for that because we know
we can't wait that long. I mean,
because Maiyegun,
we might not be lucky.
Maiyegun, I will not really, blame people back home. But at the same time, I will blame them because they were stupid there. Mostly in conscience. Even when I was in Nigeria, mostly in conscience. Because
it's not
make sense.
Wrong.
You understand? But you they take time, they can't forget. I don't want to.
You they double down. Yes, you they double down. They tell us, say,
you
what is your
down.
You know?
You understand? But make your Mari, or make person the seat root. Make it call the cut corner just because you know one speak that truth.
Because if you say that truth, it go affect you.
Forget to you go suffer. Me as I did so. People know me, my friends know me. I go talk and say, "Taba lura pa." Everybody malo. One line I waiting make we say some people. If I talk today, they know they look and say, Kilele logbeja, who enter this one brain. They know the decision as well.
Now wait you see you go get to. There's no boju.
Now I tell you, this one what we That's right. So people know they look my side, they we kuku know and now my nickname that they use everybody know my nickname. Ahmed. They call her that kind of thing. You know, but if he has TV now,
now. Nice one. Thanks for stopping by. Anyway, so it would have been a longer night for us, but my time is just my time, and
no, my regards to everybody. That is a good boy.
Everyone is fine. Leila, and
my regards to everybody
family as well. So take care, Ahmed. Nice one, Baba.
No, Alan.
So that is Ahmed, and this is where we're going to draw the curtains tonight. This is day one of the second illegal detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you feel like Malamu is doing your wish by keeping Nnamdi Kanu in jail, simply because you feel like Bukwari's government is making a deal with him to come and disrupt your election and all of that, I mean, I would say you will be forgiven, but I don't know, because knowing Nigerians properly, knowing you, the Nigerians proper, I can tell you this, until you run on this for so long, until you probably find something else to cling on to, I am not probably capable enough to change your mind. I'm not even here to change your mind, but here it is. Here is something. You probably would have to learn how to live with it. Because Malamu can't keep Nnamdi Kanu in that detention forever. Okay? In fact, what we are all looking forward to is a day when they will switch side. Malamu will be in that gallows too. It's just a matter of when. Right? Thank you very much, every one of you who came on there tonight. Yomi Totu, my man, thank you so much for your regular super chat, so to say, and everybody who called in, including those who shared this broadcast, the new guys who joined us on the platform tonight. Every one of you who is part of this set, and I want to say thank you. And if you're just joining us, right, you can start watching this from the start again. So thank you so much for the period, and I'm going to see you some other time. So good night from here.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun dayari Nayibi #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun dayari Nayibi #1. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun dayari Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun dayari Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun dayari Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun dayari Nayibi #1. Maiyegun dayari Politico. Maiyegun dayari Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní sọ́ra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Ayé sọ́ra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Ayé sọ́ra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Ayé sọ́ra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ sọ́ra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ayé sọ́ra kì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ sọ́ra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ sọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ sọ́ra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ sọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ sọ́ra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ sọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ sọ́ra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ sọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ sọ́ra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ sọ́ra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.